we running, about to take flight or something. Young black visionaries matter. This is just a sample platter. We got more in the kitchen, serving a whole lot of vision.
Why be made away? Why be made? Why be made away? Aquarian sound. Black visionary.
One for all of my young black visionaries, yeah.
Walk with me. Take my hand, man. 5 steps away from my porch, headed to the corner store. Could already smell the aromas of death, lust, and hydro. While kids playing out in the streets, making one to pop their mouths, talking disrespectful. Hell, you never see their parents around. A block away from my crib, walking through a gang slang and gang bang. Lost souls repeating the same things. Really wish that I could move right now, but I can't. So since we're both here, maybe you could take my hand and walk with me.
Come with me through my hood.
Come on and take a walk with me.
Where redemption ain't all good.
Take my hand, take my hand, understand. Maybe if you take my hand, finally you'll understand. About 2 more blocks to go before I reach my destination. Perspiration, 97 degrees, I'ma need hydration. Contemplating for the first time of buying a strap. Cause only 50 feet from my current stance, but let's get jacked. And I can't do a thing besides walk on by. Because I don't have prize. Only 1 more block to go to finish my mission. And it's my favorite block cause it's sister that I've been feeling. Hey, what's up, Aisha? Damn, what happened to your eye? But I would be a lie acting like it's the first time. Only once can you play victim when you find that someone's toxic. After that, you're a willing participant in all the night. She replied, I really wish that I could leave, but I can't. So since we're both here, maybe you could take my hand and walk with me.
Come with me through my hood.
Come on and take a walk with me.
Where redemption ain't all good.
Take my hand, take my hand. Maybe if you take my hand, finally then you'll understand. Maybe if you take my hand, finally then you'll understand.
I'm a legend. You and me are not the same chick. Bloodline again, I'm off. Okay, I'm a king. Yep, I'm a legend. If I die right now, I'm off. Okay, I'm a king. Yep, I'm a legend. If I die right now, I'm off. I'm like Bruce Lee. When I enter the dragon, girl, I'm like Tech 9. When I enter, I'm like Spike Lee, cause I do the right thing. Boy, I'm like Chief Keef, cause I'm gang. I am just like Malcolm, get it by any means. I am just like Martin Luther, even though I'm a king. I am Huey P. Newton, I'm black, I know I got the power. I am Hannibal Lecter, all these beats I devour. I am Wiz Khalifa, I've been smoking back to back. I am just like you, I've been getting to the bag. I am just like me, I feel like ain't nobody better. I am just like Flame, boy, you know about what I'm a legend. You and me are not the same chick. Bloodline again, I'm off. Okay, I'm a king. Yep, I'm a legend. If I die right now, I'm off. Legend, I'm a legend. You and me are not the same chick. Bloodline again, I'm off. Okay, I'm a king. Yep, I'm a legend. If I die right now, I'm off. Legend, I'm a legend. Yeah, I'm perfection. How you gonna kill me? Nigga, I'm the weapon. I ain't worried about the killers. I ain't worried about the hitters. I'm worried about money and how we gon' get it. I'm rich. I'm full of them bags. I'm just like Hawk. I'm known to smash. I crash the beats. I stump the streets. I'm just like August. I'm known for heat. Fresh out the pot. I'm dripping with salt. Key to the whip. I'm known to take off. Let's go out the team. We
all go off. But I'm totally dancing. Now who's the boss?
You and me are not the same. Check the bloodline, again. I'm a king, I'm a king. Yeah, I'm a legend. If I die right now, I'm a legend, I'm a legend. You and me are not the same. Check the bloodline, again. I'm a king, I'm a king. Yeah, I'm a legend. If I die right now, I'm a legend, I'm a
bloodline, son of the sun. I'm fully melanated. Black power lifts to the sky. Fully activated, captivate the mass when I speak. Every head bow indigenous, glorified king, oh precious man child. Blackfoot, color of copper. I came from the dirt, legendary. Mine in the sky, my body's mother earth. Walked through the valley of death and came out a king. Joseph, they ain't cut from my cloth. I saw so many dreams. I'm in the den with the lions. Now they calling me Daniel. I went to sleep as a peasant. I woke up as a pharaoh. No longer will I walk, I'm riding on a camel. Zulu warrior, bow and arrow, eyes on the spirit.
You and me are not the same. Check the bloodline, again. I'm a king, I'm a king. Yeah, I'm a legend. If I die right now, I'm a legend, I'm a legend. You and me are not the same. Check the bloodline, again. I'm a king, I'm a king. Yeah, I'm a legend. If I die right now, I'm a legend, I'm a legend.
Oh yeah, it's the Boss Morning Show. It's 7:25, y'all. Tell the Truth Tuesday, August the 18th. We'll keep it rolling, y'all. Then I'll be back with the live, still coordinating stuff. Oh yeah, I got a question for y'all. I see all the women be posting selfies and all this stuff, their bodies and all this stuff in Facebook stories. Can men do that? Can men do that? Not sure about that.
Shake the rumpa. I'm gonna just shake this rumpa. He gon' push up on it. We gon' dance with the sun. I'ma work my body. I step back in the day. Me and my friends, we just here to have fun. We gon' celebrate our lives. No, we ain't thinking twice. Popping bottles all night. I'm faded. So I'm gonna get on the floor and shake some. Shake what your mama gave ya. I see what your daddy bless you with. Do you know who you're wrestling with? And I'ma throw it back. Can you catch that? And I'ma throw it back. Can you catch that?
I wanna lay down and just take a course. I wanna feel your hips roll around, then drop, take it down. I can see what your body's doing. Come on, my baby, let's get to it. Don't switch it up when I push it through. Cause what I see, I wanna feel it too. So twerk, 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 twerk. And she gon' throw it back. And I'ma catch that.
Body can't move no more. Can't catch the beat, drop it down the low. Pick it up slow when you wind it. Then let me see you grind it. Work, your body can't move no more. Can't catch the beat, drop it low when you wind it. Now let me see you, let me see you.
Work, 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 work.
I'ma throw it back. I'ma throw it back. I'ma throw it back. Can you catch that? Can you catch that? I'ma throw it back. I'ma throw it back. Can you catch that? Can you catch that? I'ma throw it back. I'ma throw it back. Can you catch that? Can you catch that? I'ma throw it back. I'ma throw it back. Can you I'ma throw it back. Can you catch that? Can you catch that? Everyone has to bring their booty shorts and their bikinis.
Yeah, I want it all. Yeah, I want it all. Everything. Yeah, yeah. I want it all. Let me everything. The houses and cars, the hottest bras, the fortune and fame. I want it all. A life full of hope from the lines that I wrote. You know the pursuit of happiness, man. I want it all. A sense to belong, a crown and the throne. The king going dumb, just try to put the kingdom on. There's only one thing that I know. Well, there's a 25th aim and I'm ready to go. I want it all. In this petty game, man, they might go. Change my lanes in this petty game, man, I might blow. Residual dinero, I might get a little more. Or I can run with the Taliban. Just like the Menace clan. Ramshackle through my way to get more. And I was getting recognition instead of going on missions and ripping the frame out of everything I know existed. I ain't the only one that's done just to take care of their children who sit across the room, listen to their parents who go try to spot for a living, wishing they could give a rich's daughter lifestyle of rich and famous where Robin Leach is, but I ain't tripping cause it's gonna happen cause I just spoken into existence and you the witness. Listen now, who laughing? I want it all, and me and everything, the houses and cars, the hottest bars, the fortune and fame. I want it all, a life full of hope from the one dumb just try to put me kingdom on. There's only one thing that I know, well, there's a 25th I aim and I'm ready to go. I want it all. And the situation's critical. Step on the gas, watch how fast life come at you full blown. On my honor, the drama, so until you feel it though. And I heard it's my turn to feed the world with momentum. Had an alternatum to take the nation by storm. By any form, I decided to come back and just hit them like an umbilical. I can watch the week that burn them like 10-4. In any form, I decided to just roll with the spiritual. We got the monopoly, we don't pass go. I know youngsters who pop and go with 44s. And they ain't even reached 14 years old. No, for life is rolling around on racket, strolling on death row. It's the part of the game the book don't teach though. But they said we could be taught though. But if I remember correctly, the oldest anatomy of humanity scholars was found was even Atlanta's wrong. Yeah, I want it all, and me and everything. The houses and cars, the hottest bars, the fortune and fame. I want it all. A life full of hope from the lines that I wrote. Root on the pursuit of happiness, man. I want it all. A sense to belong, a crown and the throne. The king going dumb, just try to put the kingdom on. There's only one thing that I know. Well, it's a 25th I aim and I'm ready to go. I want it all, and me and everything. The houses and cars, the hottest bars, the fortune and fame. I want it all. A life full of hope from the lines that I wrote. Root on the pursuit of happiness, man. I want it all. A sense to belong, a crown and the throne. The king going dumb, just try to put the kingdom on. There's only one thing that I know. Well, it's a 25th I aim and I'm ready to go. I want it all.
Whatever you wanna do. Hey, baby, love when you wanna get close to me. I need your energy. I want love when you turn me on. I love it, you tasting me. You work it, babe. Yeah, you deserve it, babe. Love when you text me, babe. You deserve it, babe. Love when you work it, babe. I don't want no one else. Keep it all for me, babe. Keep it all for me, babe. Tonight, come and pick me up. Come and fill this cup. Yeah, ooh baby, put me in this ride. You know what's up. Meet me downtown. Gotta turn up this club. I want love when you turn me on. I love it. You text me. Text me. You work it, babe. Yeah, you deserve it, babe. Love when you text me. You deserve that shit. Oh yeah, you work it, babe. I don't want no one else. Keep it all for me, babe. Keep it all for me. In the morning, I'm up talking, texting with you. Right, yeah. You know, when you bang my line, it's whatever you wanna do. Right, yeah. You know, say that you needed me, waiting so patiently. I don't need no one else, so stay someone else. Say you stay someone else, I don't need you with someone else. Better expect me, babe. Better feel me, babe. I'm not talking about man, I like this shit. You know you like this freak, girl, it's a deal. You love this freakness from the back. From my back, yeah, you know you keep the fight. Gotta feel right when you freak me back. Gotta That's smooth groove. Do da do da do da do da do da da da. It's so smooth. Baby, can you feel it in the air? It's in the song. I can feel it in my bones. When you get this feeling that I feel, you can't deny it's so real. Listen to the sound that's all around. It's everywhere. It's a sound beyond compare. When you move, that's smooth groove. Do da do da do da do da do da da da. It's so smooth.
Me and you, yeah, you and I, the love that I have, girl, I can't deny. Hey, you my ride or die. Hey, and I'ma tell you why. You was there when I was down, girl, you picked me up. You were there when I was down, girl, you lift me up. You showed me real love, you show love to me. You show me real love, you the one I trust. My ex tripping, you know how the ex can get. They be tripping and flipping like the exorcist. My homeboy say you be the next to flip, but I don't pay him no attention, he on the extra. I hope he got all my text messages. I expressed all my love in the messages. No, they can't mess with this. No, they can't F with this smooth.
Do da do da do da do da do da da da. That's smooth groove. Do da do da do da do da do da da da. It's so smooth. I just can't get enough of that sound. Take a look around, it's going down. Let's have a toast to us on the town. Order another drink. What the hell you thinking? Do da do da do da da do. That's rude. That can put us in the mood. Do da do da do da do da do da da da. It's so smooth.
Baptized in dirty water.
There on
I never stop until the cash came. Off the porch with the torch in the fast lane. I never stop until the cash came. Broke outside, gritting in the pouring rain. Getting it out the mud like Shrek. Whole onions, packed and wrapped on donkey back. I want the money, y'all can have the fame. I never stop, just hustle till the cash came. I'm a ogre, getting it out the mud like Shrek. Whole onions, packed and wrapped on donkey back. On my way to the castle, I'm feasting on sewer rat. Can't wait to slay the dragon and get Fiona back. High stakes, high reward. Cop Snow White took 7 dwarves. Mama say be a leader, not a follower, boy. This Peter Pan, peanut butter got us ballin', boy. A pot of pissing, so I'm out the window. Fully loaded extendo hanging out the rental. Dog food, I need my bits and kibbles. Bad news, I'm out the Vic kennel. My mama never knew about my hustling or my whereabouts. Dope fiend rentals or the contraband in her house. All I knew was go and get it, nigga, when the lights were out. Fiending for the money, yeah, gritting, foaming out the mouth. I never stop until the cash came. Off the porch with the torch in the fast lane. I never stop until the cash came. Broke outside, gritting in the pouring rain. Getting it out the mud like Shrek. Whole onions, packed and wrapped on donkey back. I want the money, y'all can have the fame. I never stop, just hustle till the cash came.
On my visit to the couch, and me and Dara flip them like they tumbling. Man, I want that 5, I want that whole 10. I seen that shit across the border like a Mexican. See, look at where I'm from, they call it trafficking. If you don't work, you don't eat, man, that's common sense. Money on my mind, man, and how to get it. 12 ways to get paid, man, I'm all with it. Shovel in the dirt because I did hard. My girl like it in the bed because I stayed hard. Running through the streets like a dog off the leash. Half man, half a mason, but I'm all beast. Foaming at the mouth when it's time to eat. So we work of the dog when I show my teeth. Foaming at the mouth, it's time to eat. So we work of the dog when I show my teeth. What?
I never stop until the cash came. Off the porch with the torch in the fast lane. I never stop until the cash came. Broke outside, gritting in the pouring rain. Getting it out the mud like Shrek. Whole onions, packed and wrapped on donkey back. I want the money, y'all can have the fame. I never stop, just hustle till the cash came.
Never cared to me. All my friends were secret. TT Don Bob, that sent me back to live with mama. Hopped up off the break. I'm focused on my vision. That's when I met my hitter. That Illinois bringing all the noise, nigga. Put me in that blue bomber. Taught me how to talk. He never touched you. Close your mouth. Open your ears. See, you can't have my back unless your mind is clear. I'm sticking to the money that is thick. Survival of a coon, no hesitation. Never made a missing money. I say love to my hustle. Move that man about the way. Can't bring it back that butter. Mississippi, what they call me. Eerie when I walk in. Terror never stalling. I come out swinging. If I'm back against the wall, yeah, I'm never dime a dozen. I got a point. Going stupid dumb. Too fat on them. That go for my and that go for my too. Never change a soul up. Every day they judging me. Mama wrote the chronicles and that's who I pay homage to. Close your mouth. Open your ears. See, you can't have my back unless your mind is clear. You can't have my back unless your mind is clear. I'm getting to the mind.
There on me.
I've been to hell, I've been to prison, but you can't tell. I had to get it when I was broke. 4 miles of feet and the hustle is moving slow. Where all my critters is getting it out the mud, getting flipping them bricks and then washing the money up. Cold piece, so cold but whole heat. I say less than a false pressure, no, that ain't enough. Foot on the gas and your fingertips on the clutch. I'm driving reckless, I've been on the other side, so let me enjoy my sunshine.
The window to your heart. I can see it's cloudy.
Hey, but I see everything. Battle cry, I hope you straddle tight. A peacemaker with my peacemaker on the right. I'm giving last rites, ordained by the streets. A gift from God, so you better make peace. We pushing product, we at the door. I know we eating, but man, I want some more. I'm out the window, I head first. Only one, all eyes. They say I keep the same thing I had in 05. A little attitude and cocky for the slow ride. I make you so blind, I make you so glow. These niggas so high, I'm flying so low. This ain't the easy road if you wanna get paid. You best to get your piece.
To your heart. I can see it's cloudy. The rain's about to start.
At 45. Hey, it's good to be alive, man. Without a doubt, the way the world is going, it's good to be alive. Your life, longevity, like Martin Luther King. I'm like, all right, good morning, Brother King, Miss Johnson. Leaders of Noise, they are we're going to talk about all that stuff, but we're going to mainly talk about Noise, how Noise came into existence around 8:30 to make that happen. Y'all, oh yeah, we practice the things to improve our research radio station. Obey, teach you to go a certain way, and then eventually you learn that way as a young lad. Oh yeah, as a young lad, you are taught certain ways. And if you're taught love, you most of the time will give love. If you're taught abuse, most of the time you'll see abuse. Like sometimes you'll see it in bullies. Most time bullies have been bullied by their own loved ones. That's just a fact. Those around them that say that they love them. You know, we got a high number of individuals that's in foster care. My first job coming out of college, I worked for Eastern Nebraska Human Service Agency. I worked in the youth division. They had group homes with young male and females. They're either sexually abused, physically abused, or some kind of neglect, mental. And these are the people that say that they love them, their parents. I know we always want to blame the children. We give children high sentences. We send 15, 16-year-olds, 7-year-olds to in with grown men. But our culture teaches violence. Our culture is based off violence. America is based off violence. Ask our kinfolk. Ask the Sioux. Ask the Cherokee. Ask the Blackfoot. Ask the Seminole. Ask the Omaha. Ask those tribes who's now 749 is August 18, 2020. Man, it's a beautiful day to be alive. Get out, get your vitamin D on. But I doubt. Hey, I was reading, I get some Google alerts. I try to stay on what's going on in the local and national news. Our local film director, Alexander Payne, accused of sexual misconduct. So, Alexander Payne has produced a lot of films, Hollywood. So this actress, her name is Rose McGowan. McGowan. She tweeted that Alexander Payne, you sat me down and played a softcore porn movie under a different name. I still remember your apartment in Silver Lake. You were very well endowed. You left me on a street corner afterwards. I was 15. Interesting. She tweeted that yesterday. She said, media saying we were friends. No, we were Hollywood acquaintance. So I'm happy to be free of the cult of Hollywood. This is a white actress. It's bigger than Hollywood, though. It's the system. She goes on. She said grooming is real. She talked about all the underage things that are happening, having sex with underage minors. She goes on to talk about that. So this is the accuser against Alexander Payne. Alexander Payne is from Omaha, Nebraska, and so we'll see how they handle that. They put Bill Cosby in jail. We'll see what they're gonna do with Alexander. See what they're gonna do with Alexander. All right. You know, most of being a former probation officer, most young girls that end up getting involved in criminality, most of them have been sexually abused in some kind of way, either by their father, stepfather, or mother's live-in or boyfriend. After that, there's uncles and cousins. Five type of men that are predators against young girls. And so have had some history of sexual abuse. And it's by those that are living in their own home. Now, you know, rape does happen, you know, on a random occasion, but a lot of young ladies going to college, you know, their parents fear they're going to college because they're going to be around alcohol and et cetera, et cetera. Military women are being abused sexually in there. So this is real. So Alexander Payne, you know, this is reported by, I'll get my source, Channel 3, KM3, reported this. So I just want to let you guys know, if you're thinking about being, you know, maybe, you know, God is doing a good thing, shut down Hollywood. We need to create our own. We need to create our own production facilities anyway. Everything is going streamlined. The future is streamlined. Hollywood is over budget, overrated. And if it's a culture where they are grooming young people to abuse them, then it needs to be shut down. Without a doubt, baby. We don't need to see pedophilism perpetrated or all this other stuff that's been perpetrated on our TV sets, and we've been desensitized. Yeah, we've been desensitized, and so I'm seeing stuff that on TV, educational stuff like on Discovery Channel, normalizing these behaviors as it making it normal. You know, today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. I work for God. And shouts out to the Tibbs family. Oh yeah, Miss Tibb was a follower of our radio program. Lydia Tibbs was. And if you guys don't think Corona is real, Miss Till was taking a ride the coronavirus yesterday. I found out on Facebook. I haven't called her son Carlos. Carlos been, you know, he started out with us on 1690, and now he's one of the top comedians here in Omaha. Well, actually, he is the top comedian. They voted him #1 comedian here in Omaha. His mother passed. They both have coronavirus. They both are black. So when I heard it, it's just a shock. It's just a shock. You hear one day, then the next day you're gone. One day you're here, then the next day you're gone. So I want to remind us. Oh yeah, I just want to remind us that let's spend a little more time with those that love us. All right. You never know when people are gonna go. Shouts out to my man Carlos. I know that's a tough move. Anytime you lose a mom. All right. Shouts out to all the mamas. All right, y'all. Today is the August 18th. Tell the Truth Tuesday, y'all. Let's be honest with ourselves and let's be honest to others. There's nothing wrong with constructive criticism. These are the ethics that I grew up on. We're going to put it in practice here because we're going to make a better you, a better us. I'm telling you, oh yeah. This is no cartoon. Or a reality. Because when you're young, you don't perceive, you don't perceive death. I know I didn't. I didn't even perceive being old. Or even at my age, at 18, 19, my 20s, or even my 30s. I didn't perceive that, I was old or even getting older. But as time move on, you transition. So your mind develop it in regards to just life itself. We're going to be talking about some opportunities. I was blessed to get another grant. We're going to be building a Wi-Fi network in Winnebago. Oh, yeah. In Winnebago, y'all. So, boy, it's tough. Yeah, shouts out to the Tibbs family because, the Tibbs they've been a part of our family. The one family, for a long time. Carlos started his routines on 1690 AM, the one family. And so, man, it's such a surprise. And Miss Tibbs used to watch the show all the time. But, I don't know if we can even go to the funeral because of coronavirus. But I'm letting you know, y'all. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. I didn't even know Miss Tibbs was sick. I knew Carlos was sick because El Stupo came in here because Carlos couldn't perform, and then to find out his mother passed because of Corona. I know that has to be tough. I know it's tough. On Wednesday we celebrate, women for a purpose, for a reason. They birthed everybody. Let's leave a mark that people will always remember. Oh yeah, not a negative mark where you left destruction, a history of destruction. No, we're talking about a history of evolution. Tomorrow's not promised, y'all. I have to expedite the things that we are implementing here at the Boss. So there's some financial opportunities that you can get involved with. We're going to be talking about those more. We're going to roll that out and introduce that to you, whoever interested. But when it comes to this Wi-Fi network, that's another opportunity. We're going to use the philosophy of Marcus Garvey. President Obama revived that in regards to the new crowdfunding laws. So we're going to educate you on those principles also, because during this time we need to have an economic movement. Without a doubt, I believe we are wasted time. Civil rights has this history. Maybe we need to adjust it to human rights, so we can get into different courts and into different laws which governs human rights versus civil rights. Let's challenge these so-called PhDs. These PhDs, I don't know what y'all doing, but right now it needs to be economic movement. In regards to number 3 is entrepreneurship has to be on the table. It has to be on the table, y'all. You got to follow the laws. See, you got to follow the laws, man. And with every death around me, the people I know, I said, dang it, I'm going to die. I can't. I said, dang it. I can't get a grips around that one. One day we're going to die. I think about it at funerals and stuff like that. The inevitable is going to come one day. But in the meantime, I got to expedite what we're doing. Oh yeah, because we don't know if a meteorite gonna fly out of the sky, and we don't know. We got plans. What's going on, Martine?
Good morning, King. How are you? Good morning, Omaha. How's everybody doing? Mic check. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I hear you.
What's going on, King?
All
right.
Yeah.
All right. Good morning.
Oh yeah, Martine. I don't know if you know Miss Tibbs.
Yes. That was a shocker. Wow. I didn't know she was sick. I didn't know that it was COVID.
Yes. So it's real. I know her personally and stuff like that. So for many years, Carlos, he grew up with us on the 1690 platform before his comedy career took off to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to remind you to social distance if you are sick, to improving her health. Mm-hmm. Everyone, we have some time, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pray to God. All right, I work for God.
Yeah, that was sad to hear, and to know that she passed from COVID. When people still are not taking it seriously, as people, and organizations and businesses are opening back up.
Right.
It's really important to make sure we remember to practice social distancing when you go into to little parties and things, especially if they're inviting other friends. And we think it's safe because we know everybody, but you don't know where everyone's been. And so people can be carriers of it and may not even possess symptoms. So just be careful, parties and get-togethers and all that. But if you go, just wear your mask. So I want to say my
all right, y'all. So Martine, I was talking about today's Tell Truth Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about I seen on channel. I was just mentioning that there's a claim from an actress. It's getting crazy around here, y'all. And she talked about Hollywood, how Hollywood is grooming, young people, and everything that we watch on TV is, some of it is foul, y'all. It's foul. And we had the professor here yesterday, and he talked about the McCarthy era, where everything was perfect. Leave It to Beaver and stuff like that. Right. And we grew up in kind of that era, that back end of that era. What's happening and stuff like that. So we started seeing more of us, during our era, our transition, and even when I don't know who controlled Hollywood time, but when there was violence, you didn't see it. They didn't show it on camera. No, they didn't show a lot of sex. Well, they showed no sex. Maybe show some kissing, maybe one kiss or something. Ways in both genders, on same genders. I challenge anyone, without a doubt, bring your skills. And I come from a mental health background. Bring your skills. I know the DSM-3. And for you guys that don't know the DSM-3, it is the Bible for mental disorders. And they got filled. The young lady talks about it. The young white actress, she talks about at 15 how they grooming them. Hollywood, she talked and then we watch it on internet. Who's leading it? Who owns Hollywood? Don't get mad at me. I don't own it. So I'm encouraging. God has reset, y'all. God has put a reset on earth. Shut Hollywood down. I'm telling you. So now, good folk, we need to start our own, our own production stations, TV station networks, and produce some wholesome shows. Yeah, mimic what they see. Because even as a young kid coming out of a Bruce Lee movie, especially young boys, are very impressible. Everybody want to come do karate stuff. I'm karate. Very impressible. Same thing when you show violence over and over, and you put it in the games, you put it in the music, you put it on soap opera. It's nonstop. They're gonna adopt it. Yep, it's called desensitization. Normal. Yes, normal. And then they start to practice those behaviors. Yeah, and when they get caught up, then it come to reality. Oh, it's for real now. It ain't no cartoon. It ain't no TV. You can be locked up for real. Sure. So yeah, we do have to be careful to get a hold of that information. And now with social media, they can probably watch things like that on social media. They watch it all day. Fights. There's a lot of and we don't control these platforms. I see the movie. And what was the movie called? Oh, it was called. And I encourage everyone to watch this movie because I was so anticipating destruction and deceit. All this other, how you have the mind frame, but the photograph. Have you seen the photograph? No. Oh, you got to see the photograph. It's a love story between a black man and a black movie. Oh my God, I get goosebumps now because look at the goosebumps because it changed. It's when we control some stuff. When we can control some stuff, like with when we control some stuff, it's beautiful. Oh man, without a doubt. But the photograph, I encourage you guys to see the photograph because it. I think I've seen it. I mean, heard of the movie. I haven't watched it, but I did hear about it. I encourage you guys. I mean, if you guys are looking for on how to do a relationship. You know what I mean? Because relationship, it's not you're not in steady water. That's why you gotta have Jesus, because Jesus is in the water. That's where the faith come in, Martine. Yeah. Right. I have to go check that out, King. Yeah, gotta check out I'm encouraged because it will change your whole mindset. Because Hollywood have your mind messed up, man. And I experimented on myself. I always do self-experiment. I said, dang. When this gonna happen? Because they train you. You've been conditioned Oh man, it was a beautiful movie, a real life, because everything is not negative. To just listen, adapt and adjust, and then move forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is real life, not heck yeah. It's a bad movie.
Especially if it's Black actresses in the movie.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, yeah, all the way. It is beautiful, and the reason why, because we gotta get ready for Hollywood. You know, because Hollywood is messing up our brains. I'm telling you, y'all. I watched the soap operas the other day, and I see some stuff. I said, man, what the heck is going on? I had to turn TV, Martine.
Wow.
I had to turn TV.
Wow.
Y'all terrible, Hollywood. Terrible. See,
there's a lot of stuff coming out from Hollywood.
Sexual
misconduct. Did you hear about Ellen DeGeneres?
She does. What she do?
Yeah, there was the Ellen DeGeneres, and she was accused of fostering poor work environment. So she did a big apology on TV in regards to that. So everything, things are coming out the woodwork as far as Hollywood. You're talking about Hollywood, and this sexual misconduct is still going on. I mean, and I haven't read like the full details of it. I don't know if this is something recent or if this is something, she's in the news because she had to come out and expose that and apologize to her employees.
Man. So I'm encouraged, and it's time to get our own. It's time to bring X back.
It's been time.
Yeah, bring X back. I mean, we can't let people continue to perpetuate. The sex stuff. I don't know. That to me, that's what's the word on that? What's the preaching on that? Ain't that supposed to be private? Ain't that what do guys say about that, Martine? About ain't that supposed to be private?
What's that?
The sexuality
of
man. Is that something that we should be suppression or abnormal thoughts? I mean, what does God say on this one?
I'm not really sure. Just we're born a certain sex, right?
Right.
And I think that my personal opinion, I think we should stay whatever we were born. If that's what God gave you, then that's what you are gifted with, and then you should thrive in that space as a female or male. But I know there's a lot of influence out there, a lot of people coming out the closet. I mean, it's been, so apparent now that you can be whatever you want to be. It's almost kind of like, you could be any kind of character, you could be any kind of, skill set that you want to be, because the world, that's just my personal opinion, but I know there's some strong feelings about that in other spaces, and that's fine. That's fine. You choose to be. I mean, it's America. You're free to do whatever you want to do, and there's certain spaces where it's okay and it's accepted and things like that. But yeah, it's okay. But anyway, yeah, it is what it is, apparently. So people can be whoever they want to, but there's just all this accusations coming out for Hollywood. Even now, when everything is pretty much shut down, Hollywood is shut down, and
there's more stuff is going out. It's just in our whole total community.
Yeah.
And like I said, being a former probation officer, knowing that they have thousands of rape. The police got that kind of evidence, and this says the budget. I mean, sometimes we need to be proactive and get some of these people off the street. And they got evidence. They got new DNA testing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's terrible.
And sometimes I think the budget, when they say it's the budget, I think they use that as an excuse to buy them more time or to ignore the issue.
Yeah, I mean,
you can do whatever you want to do. You know, you can move that money around to fund whatever you need to fund to pursue things such as, you know, rapes and allegation of sexual misconduct, things like that. So I don't buy that when they say that.
I mean, it's since we talking about real stuff, abused her.
How long ago was this?
She's an actress now.
Okay, so we're talking years ago.
She said she was 15. So that's the allegation against her, as reported on channel 3.
Okay.
And so there's a young black lady that's missing here. I figure her name. She's about 15 here in this community. There's a young sister missing. At variables, and then also, you know, there's a high incarceration of black girls, and majority of black girls, 3 out of 4 have been in a way sexually abused. That's one of the common denominators. So as some people handle that stressor or that abuse differently, and so they strike out the world. The stepfather or the mother's boyfriend. After that, it's the uncles and the cousins and family friends.
Okay.
These are all men, different category, mental sets of men that have a certain family responsibility. But those young girls aren't safe, man. Women, boy, I mean, y'all go through a world of craziness, especially because men are physically stronger. So you really depend on their mentality,
right? And women, young ladies, or men are they're easily persuaded too. So we have, especially at that age, they're looking up to where they're easily vulnerable to things like that, especially, you know, if it's someone that they respect, a family member, even. So it gets real tricky for them to mentally maneuver through all of that.
Right.
You know, so that's just being a female, you know, the vulnerability.
So as a female, are you really looking at the mind of the man then? In regards to the safety, regards to your safety?
The mind of the woman. The mind of the woman, because she is quote unquote like the weaker sex, and so that means that comes with things that women deal with when they're trying to, you know, make decisions. Sometimes they're easily persuaded, you know, just because of the makeup of being a woman, and especially our young women that haven't been experienced or been exposed to you know, situations like that where they're in compromisable positions, you know, and so just trying to mentally process that and determine what to do. Should I say something? Should I, you know, it's just really difficult because they just never been exposed to it, so they get confused.
Is that the role of we had the boys club? You know, we had that's a support system. You know, if the man was absent, we had a boys club. That was our support system.
You could lean on the support of your mentors at the boys, quote unquote, boys club.
Plus clubs or
male mentors.
Yeah, or coaches at school or teachers.
Male.
Yeah, all
teachers,
male.
All male. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So same thing with young girls, to kind of let them know some of the things they might come up against as young women, and being in compromisable positions where they may need help navigating and making decisions. So that's why we need our mentors out there, especially for our young girls, our female. And that's why you need to, you know, engage with our young ladies to help them out. Our young girls are out here, they're and so, you know, and it's also just kind of goes back to that covering. Who's covering them? You know, that's why we need our dads do this or that. Don't accept this or that, especially when they get into relationships. This is not the proper behavior for you to be treated. So our dads teach their daughters these things, proper, how they should be treated from another man.
Now, if the father's absent, as you see in most of our communities,
that's the case. Yeah.
Who should they lean on?
Well, the mothers have to step up and be the father figure in a lot of cases, and that's what happens. So mothers are serving two roles, and they have to in turn teach the daughter how they should be treated by another man. And unless there's like another father figure that could come into the picture, like the mother's brother. So that would be the young lady's uncle. So I mean, she could lean on her brother to kind of help in that situation. Our village, our family, in times like that, when we're trying to teach especially our young girls, but also men too, young men, they need the mentoring as well.
Oh yeah, without doubt, and so they can problem solve.
Yeah.
Without you hear some of the abuse that young women are going through. And I really can't. I think the door should be open.
Oh, okay. You want to check?
Was he knocking?
Mm-hmm.
It's open. I will yell down. We just talked about some of the abuse that has been reported that the world famous actor from Omaha, Nebraska, Alexander Payne, has been as reported on Channel 3, and so we've had many different guests in the past here that deal with victims of sexual assault, being a former probation officer. Yeah, being a former probation officer, and actually having to stop a guy from my history. So I stay on the low because I know people don't like me because I report crime. I stop crime for real. And so when it comes to sexual abuse, I take this very, 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 very seriously. I do this for real. And so I don't side with people like that. I had to stop people like that from raping young girls. So this is my life. So if you want to ask me why William behave like this, why? Because I've seen some different things. So if you want to ask me why William behave like this, why? Because I've seen some different things. I had to. But we have people that reports all this type of nonsense, as far as even from racism to sexism to any ism. I mean, I think the only good ism. I don't think no good ism. Is there a good ism?
Ism.
No, because even favoritism, because my face as bad as racism. You know what I mean? So people always want to focus on racism all the time, but favoritism also is equivalent to racism, but sometimes it happens. It's like an internal because it happened within your race. But I like Martine because she's a female. I ain't gonna go with William. You know what I mean? Get the fair. I'm
choosing one over the other for whatever reason.
Yeah. Or they had there's certain biases based off of what they learned in their past. So that's why you have chauvinist, male chauvinist. Yeah. And so I myself, shoot, I would yell. So shoot, she's better than me. Shoot, I'll be a supporter role. You know what I mean? Because it's a team effort. But it depends on how you were raised. Because sometimes in team effort you have to sacrifice for the team in order to.
I can't hear us.
Yeah, I got sound.
You got sound? Okay.
Yeah. And then you go to the app. We can test it real quick. We go to the app.
All right. Omaha, Nebraska. It is 8:35 a.m. We appreciate you tuning in to the Boss Morning Show here at 95.7 The Boss. We got our guest coming in here, and he's getting settled. We're going to get started. But just wanted to let you know that we appreciate you, those that are listening from your radios. Okay, all right, good. Okay, we're coming through nice and clear. All right. Okay, great. So those of you that are listening from your radios, from your cars, from your homes, maybe you're at work. We appreciate you. Let everyone know about the Boss Morning Show. And to our live streaming, people that are live streaming the show and subscribe into the channel, let everyone know about the Boss Morning Show on your end as well.
All right. We got a guest in the house. You know how these stars are. They got their own makeup artists and all this. Publicists. Even the publicists have a publicist. You know what I mean? I mean, how can a publicist have a publicist? But this guy does. He's from our community. He actually runs an organization that reports. Breaking news. We need some more breaking news. Also, we need more breaking news, unbiased news. Introduce himself. Because he did. We'll let him introduce himself. And then we'll
everyone. We are a community news organization based here in North Omaha, committed to aiding and getting the people informed.
Okay, all right. Now, where did this idea come from? Are you educated?
Yeah, so I'm born and raised here in Omaha. I grew up in North Omaha most of my life, and I actually did go to school at Creighton for journalism and public relations. Okay. That was not originally my plan at all. I graduated from Central High, and I was like, I'm trying to bounce. I'm trying to get out of Omaha, get me as far away from here as possible. But the universe had another plan for me, so I ended up staying here in Omaha, and someone was like, you heard of public relations? I think that would be good for you. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Clarify for me that points of communication and how you communicate with people and the many ways you can do it are so important. And after that, after I meet two other journalists who came to town who were conducting something they called an information ecosystem assessment.
Okay.
Basically being like, where do people get their information? Where do people get their news?
Right.
What is around? How do people get the word? And I was on the stations, we have the paper, but there's still a pretty big gap. What I was finding the basics of everything else that was happening in the city, and it just felt like, how can I talk to you about art when you don't know how to basic information for your life and well-being? So when that assessment came out at the end of 2017, there was an opportunity to take that assessment and then with a grant and do something with it. They're like, it has to come from the community, it has to incorporate these elements, and it has to be rooted in this place. It can't just be some outside coming in type of thing, because that was the biggest issue. It was something that was really emphasized in the report. Was many people, especially in North Omaha, didn't feel like they were represented in the news, or if they were, it was violent dynamics of the community and what's happening at City Hall and how what's happening there affects us, and the culture and everything that's happening. So a job at the union and started Noise, and here we are. So
okay, cool. So Noise been in around how long now?
About 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, we celebrated our second anniversary on April 20th, and since then our team has grown. Started with just me and my backpack and getting on my bike and going places and saying what's up, to now we have a team to be able to make these decisions together. And
so you actually beat the streets.
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
There.
You have to, especially in North Omaha, that's how it works. One of the biggest things that people said was word of mouth is where they get most of their information from, which is cool because they're more likely to trust it. But the issue is that word of mouth isn't always reliable, depending on who you're talking to. So.
Well, that's good, because there is definitely a gap in terms of having some type of media platform out there collecting the news as it happens out on the streets. So what kind of stories do you cover that you can share with the community when you're out there beating the streets, looking for stories, trying to connect with the community?
We believe those are, those pillars intersect at every part of our daily lives. And so with civics specifically, what's happening at City Hall, that's in the county. That's really important because Too often what is happening there, they're talking about us. They're talking about allocations of funds. They're talking about developments. They're talking about sales of properties, which they actually call disposal. There's all of this conversation and decisions that are being made about us without us on a regular. Well, if we're not present, we're not aware, then it's gonna keep happening without us.
Right.
And but the issue is that a lot of these meetings happen while people are at work. So it's not like you can just stop working to go to a meeting that might be 3 or 4 hours, depending, you know, that kind of stuff. Community, we do profiles on individuals, folks who are doing really great work. We have a remembrance profile of Marshall Taylor coming out this week. Just learning about these people in our community who have done and are doing incredible work. And then the culture is like, you know, the art and the music and the movements and the activism, the organizing, and how people are mobilizing and ultimately building the culture within our community. And when we look at how the three of those things intersect, we're all impacted by it. So that's our focus. Those are our pillars that help guide and inform our decision making with the stories we cover. But our goal is always to grow grow new journalists, because very few of us come from the community. A good example is, Sydney Gray from KMTV Channel 3. She's no longer there anymore. She's not but she did a lot of the coverage of North Omaha, and specifically Black and brown communities. And she's originally from the South, so she went back to the South to work at her home news station. So she's going back home. That's where she wants to be. But now we don't have representation there.
So they didn't replace her with someone?
I mean, not yet. Not that I know of. Do we have
someone who are in the community?
Yeah. Do we have someone who is equipped? Has experience in broadcast journalism, or has any kind of experience within the community to work in that space to be able to be represented.
Did you apply?
No, of course. I mean, I got to run noise.
You said you have a job.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
I got a job.
and we're doing it in a different space. But it's just recognizing
no, man, I see you everywhere. I see you everywhere. No, I see you everywhere, man.
And so it's if we're not us to be present, then when those opportunities do arise, that we can put somebody forward and be like, here's a roster of, and so that's the other part of Noise. We do the news coverage, but we're also doing media training and media literacy development to just get people thinking that they can be in this space.
Let me ask you this, Dwan. So with your mission to go out and get the news, expose whatever's going on to the community, is there a point, and I'm not sure, I'm just asking, where we're coming up with some type of resolution to problems that you may uncover during your media reporting? Is that something that you guys take on, or you just your job is just to expose it, and then hopefully someone will pick up from where you are and come up with a resolution to problems out there?
That's a great question. There's actually there's two fields of journalism that are really developing right now. One called solutions journalism, and the other called movement journalism. Both of them being centered in people's experiences and not just talking about the problem, but exploring how that problem is being solved or being addressed.
Right.
So we try to incorporate the authority in that, but we do love to explore how people are working to approach issues and problems. And within the reporting, asking people what would you like to see? What do you hope for? How would you like that to change? What does transformation look like? Those kinds of things, because that helps people get their imaginations and their thought processes going behind behind moving people are tired of hearing about all the problems and feeling powerless. You know, we want news we can use so we can do something with it.
Absolutely.
You know, if you tell me about another problem, thank you, I've got plenty.
Right.
You know, and so if we can at least be able to explore within our reporting and this and in the conversations that we're having, how we can get who are mobilized, who care, who are, you know, working to address a lot of the issues from incarceration to housing is like, here's the problem, here are people working to like exploring what solutions might look like.
Right. Okay, I like that. Thank you for that. That was a great response, because, you know, a lot of times we do uncover